Hey, vinyl community, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records, and I'm going to enter Anthony's contest. Show me your 2010s slash 500 subscriber contest. It's a thread and a contest combined. And Anthony's channel is AGK's Vinyl Life. And what he'd like us to do is to show an equal mix of all the albums have to be no later than 2010 original issues, and half have to be from artists that didn't start until around 2010 going or later. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to do that. I've got 12 records to show you, I believe. But first of all, what are we listening to in the background? Total Blind Buy. It just sounded good to me. A man named Stuff Smith. Don't know anything about him. And the album is called Black Violin. Stuff Smith, Black Violin. And he's doing, it's a 1 o'clock jump right there, isn't it? And just, it sounds really good. It's a nice swingy violin, jazz violin that swings, it's called. He does also on here Sweet Lorraine, which is nice. Lorraine is my daughter's name. It's my mother-in-law's name. It's a great name. Cherokee's on here. What is this thing called? Love. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, 1 o'clock jump. Okay, so Stuff Smith. Anybody know anything about Stuff? Put it down in the comments. I'd love to know more about it. Black Violin. And so, first I'm going to show you what I believe to be 6 albums from artists that started no later than 2010. I may be off a little bit. If so, correct me, but it's my best shot, Anthony, at doing as instructed. All right, we'll start off. This is an album called El Dorado from 2020. Marcus King, El Dorado. And Marcus King is from Greenville, South Carolina. Relocated to Nashville recently. He plays a mix of soul, psychedelic, rock, blues, whatever you want to call it. And this, normally it's the Marcus King Band. This is actually his, it's a solo album by him, so it's a little bit different from the rest of their albums. They've got 3 albums as the Marcus King Band. Those albums use more horns and things like this. And this is on Fantasy Records, and it's produced by Dave or Dan Arbach from the Black Keys, who seems to be producing a lot of people lately. Okay, Marcus King. Highly recommend that album. Also from 2020, this is Larkin Poe, Self-Made Man. Larkin Poe on their own label, which is called Tricky Woo Records. There's the black back. This, I highly recommend these young ladies. They tear it up, and there's the vinyl, it's kind of a gold vinyl. They tear it up on lap steel and electric guitar mainly, but they mix it up a little bit. But that's the main instruments of the 2 sisters there. All right. Sierra Hull, and this is from 2020 as well, I believe. This is called 25 Trips. Nothing to show on the other side, just yellow, and the vinyl is black. Sierra Hull, one of the great mandolin players. She plays guitar and mandolin, but best known for her work with the mandolin. Sierra Hull. Highly recommended. And she was just a baby. I mean, she's probably 25 years old now, so she wasn't recording prior to 2010, I don't think, to any large extent. Okay, the darling of Americana music, Brandi Carlisle. This is 2018 album. This is called By the Way, I Forgive You. And this is on what record label? I don't know. Can't read it. but it's produced by Dave Cobb, who does a lot of Dave Cobb and Shooter Jennings. Wyland's son, Shooter Jennings, is doing a lot. Dave Cobb and Shooter Jennings getting a lot of praise for their production work these days. And then from Reidsville, North Carolina, I believe, DJ Barnum's band American Aquarium. And this is on New West. And this is a 2020 album, I believe. No, 2018 album. Things change. Laminations. It's the most recent album, 2020 album. Okay, and finally, Tyler Childers, live on Red Barn Radio 1 and 2. Tyler Childers. A great artist, no frills. This is on Hickman Holler Records and 30 Tigers distribution, I believe. It's got just Rock, Salt, and Nails, White House Road, Charleston Girls, Shake the Frost, Bottles and Bibles. It's a really good album. Highly recommend it. Okay, now for artists who were around before 2010, but have, recent albums coming out. Okay, Punch Brothers. And this is a 2012 album, I believe. This is Chris Till, formerly of Nickel Creek, if you're familiar with them. Glenn, just in his contest, in his entry to this contest, I believe it was, he just showed Chris Till's bandmates, the Watkins brother and sister, Watkins Family Hour, I believe is the name of that band. But so Chris Till's the biggest name in this group, I would say, and they're out there putting out new music all the time. Oh, and I thought I had pulled these out. Okay, from 2018, the great bluegrass legend Dale McClure, still singing bluegrass. Okay, Dale McClure Band. Of course, he goes way back. Now, the Dale McClure Band includes his sons, and this is a 2018 album on their own record label, McClure Music. Nothing special about the vinyl or anything. But Dale, in 1964, Dale was playing lead guitar and singing lead vocals for Bill Monroe Band. So he's been around a long time. Okay. From 2019, Rhiannon Giddens. There's Rhiannon right there. There is her collaborator and partner, I believe, Francisco Teresa. Okay. And this is just some really good. It's a double record. Really good on Nonesuch, the Nonesuch label. She plays the best nylon string minstrel era replica banjo you have ever heard. It's such a different tone from what you would get from a modern banjo with those nylon strings, and it's very woody, earthy sound, less metallic sounding than banjos like your 5-string Gibson master tones and things like that. Okay, also let's see, what year was this one? This was 2020. Jason Isbell and the 400 unit released Reunions. Anything he puts out is high quality songwriting and musicianship. This is a good album. I hadn't listened to it enough to rate it one way or the other too much. I like it, but it's hard to beat his 3 albums that came right before these. Those were just masterpieces. So this one is has a lot to live up to. Okay, also been around a long time, but releasing music in this decade. Tommy Emmanuel, and this one is called CGP, Accomplice One. And of course, he is the great guitarist. And on this album, he has duets with before mentioned Jason Isbell, Ricky Skaggs, Jorma Carnan from Hot Tuna, and Jefferson Airplane. I know I didn't say his last name right, but you know what I'm talking about. David Grisman and Brian Sutton are both on here. Amanda Shires, Isbell's wife. Mark Knopfler's on here. Rodney Crowell, Jerry Douglas, Susie Boggess, among others. So this is a 2018, CGP is the record label. So distributed by 30 Tigers, and Tommy Emmanuel produced this. So this is some nice guitar music. Okay, and the last one I'll show you is from 2020, a band that's been around since the 1990s, the Drive-By Truckers. Nothing to see there, okay. And this is the Unraveling, another just masterful work from Hood and Cooley and Company. And there's the vinyl. See, there's some wax I can show you there. It doesn't come across very good, but it's a very purpley tint to it. Rosemary with a Bible and a Gun is the first song on there. You know, you get some interesting songwriting. Armageddon's Back in Town. Slow Ride Argument. Thoughts and Prayers, very topical in today's world. Babies in Cages, again, very topical. Awaiting Resurrection. David Barbie produced this. They've been around, it's hard to believe they've been around that long, but they have been around a long, long time. So, there are 12 albums. I believe I've got 6 there that I showed to begin with that did not start producing, making records before 2010. Maybe I missed on one, hopefully, and that'll keep me in the contest. All right, Anthony, there you go. Enjoy doing this little contest, and I'll just remind everybody, any comments on any of these artists, please put it below. Anything you'd like to add, anything I got wrong, please correct me. Anything I got right, don't know how to say anything, but any comments about any of these albums or artists, I'd love to hear. And I will remind everybody, be kind to your neighbors, because we're all neighbors, people. We got to get along.